friends, and welcome to another video lesson from BPOS Talks. If you haven't subscribed yet, please click subscribe and click the bell so that you can be notified of new uploads. If you is the first time coming here, this is the first of a series, and the playlist is called Math Using SQL, or Mathematics Using SQL. And this first video is called Math Operations with SQL. So the basic operations of mathematics, as you know, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. And we will be learning how to perform them using SQL, specifically Oracle SQL. And here we are looking at an IDE tool of Oracle called SQL Developer. But nevertheless, the syntax that you will be learning here are the ones that you can use either using this or either using a command line interface such as SQL Plus or SQL Plus. Okay, so let's start with addition. So in addition, the operator being used is the same as what we have learned in school all the way from primary one or kindergarten, whatever, but maybe primary one, we started learning addition. So the operator is the same one, the plus sign. Okay, so in this case, for the purposes of the demonstrations, I'll be using the dummy table of Oracle called Dual, but this is just for you to get comfortable and familiar with the syntax. The main thing here is understanding the syntax, getting a first view of the syntax of the basic mathematical operations in SQL. Okay, there are different ways of using them within a function, in a procedure, as part of an expression, assigning value to a variable, things like that. But the main thing is just the syntax part here. Okay, so in this example, I am adding the values of 88 and 12, both hard-coded values, and trying to get the sum of those two values. So let me just execute this. Okay, so 88 times plus 12 is definitely 100, so it shows the output as 100. But for somebody not so familiar, it could be strange for you to see that the column heading is 88 plus 12. So it's a bit odd, somebody not familiar. So it's not a problem, but it could be a source of confusion. So to solve that, you can use an alias. Okay, so an alias is some kind of a nickname that you will use in this case to an expression, because this is not really a column coming from a table. The value is not coming from a table column, but some hard-coded value or the result of a mathematical expression or computation. Okay, so the as here, AS, is simply telling you what follows as an alias, but as is optional. Okay, so let me just execute this again, and you will see now that the answer is still 100, but the difference is that there is now, because of the alias being used, v_sum, it is being assigned as the column header of the output here. So instead of you seeing 88 plus 12, what you are seeing is v_sum. Okay, this is alias. In this example, I'm using some hard-coded values to add them and to demonstrate addition. But in any case, you can also add using column values instead of purely a hard-coded number value. So how is that? What I mean is, instead of saying 88, 12, etc., you can use this. So in this example, I am doing my addition right here. You can see the plus operator, but I'm actually adding 1,000 to the numeric value of the column called load balance. So load balance in this case is a balance that belongs, is a column that belongs to the table loan details. Okay, so I'm doing a query from loan details table. All right, I'm querying the values of the columns cost ID, loan balance, but the third column is not really a real column in the table itself, but a result of, it's an expression doing some computation, mathematical, which is adding the value of 1,000 to the numeric value of loan balance. And then here again, it's just the alias. So let me show you, let's see what it will produce. Okay, so here you have three columns being displayed. Again, the first two columns are real columns of the table loan details. Cost ID, which is customer ID, and then your loan balance, which is of numeric value. The third column here is actually a result of our expression here doing an addition. Loan balance plus 1,000. What it's doing is, it is looking at the value of the column loan balance. In this case, the value is 5,000. And then because of my expression here is adding 1,000 to that. So 5,000 plus 1,000 equals 6,000. And it assigns that value to a new third column in here, 6,000. Same thing here, you see 1,000 plus 1,000, it becomes 2,000 and displays it in the third column. Okay, so the third column is not really a real column that exists in the table loan details, but it instead is the result of computation because of this expression over here. Okay, which is an expression which uses the plus operator because it's used doing addition. Okay, now let's move on to subtraction. Same as in addition, it is using an operator symbol or operator, which is something we're familiar with from way back from our early years in school. So the operator for subtraction is also a minus sign. In your keyboard, it could be a dash, you could call it hyphen. So it is used for subtraction. So in this case, I'm doing a subtraction between 100 and 12. So 100 minus 12, okay, this again is the alias. Okay, let me execute. So 100 minus 12 is 88. You see the answer here, and then there's a difference, and then this is just the alias for the column result. So that is using hard-coded values, 112. Again, similarly, we can use a column value instead of purely using hard-coded value. Okay, so let me get that in a minute and paste it in here. This is no longer addition, sorry, this is subtraction. Okay. Okay, so select cost ID loan balance, and then we have an expression here which is doing subtraction, so loan balance minus 1,000, and then just the alias, and then again from the same table, loan details. So you have two columns. The first two columns are actual columns that reside in the table loan details. The third one is simply an expression, a mathematical expression doing some subtraction. But instead of using purely hard-coded values, which is like in the first instance, in the first example, I'm now using also the value of a column as my, if you remember your mathematics, it's called the minuend subtrahend, and then the answer is called the difference. Okay, let me execute this one. So there you have it. The first two columns are from the table, and the third is simply the result of the subtraction being done by this expression, loan balance minus 1,000. So let's just examine one by one. If you go to your loan balance column over here, and then we do what exactly is being done by this expression, we can do that. 5,000 minus 1,000, then it puts it on the third column, which is 4,000. Let's examine here, 1,000 minus 1,000, it becomes 0, and it puts that value in here. Okay, so that's the expression I'm talking about. Instead of a hard-coded value, doing the subtraction, the minuend, or the first expression and the subtraction is here is being taken from a column value. Okay. Next is multiplication. The operator used in multiplication is not the one we're used to. It's not the x. Instead, it is the asterisk. And the reason for that could be that because x is being used for other purposes, which is mainly as the letter x itself being written as a letter. It can be a word in a sentence, right? So for that purpose, the computer, PCs, laptops, the nature of that when it comes to multiplication as an operation, as a mathematical operation, it uses the asterisk as the operator. Okay, let me just get it. So we have an example here. Select 12 times 12. Again, the 12, the multiplication operator is not an x, but an asterisk. So it's saying 12 times 12, which is 144. And here's an alias, and then from Jewel. So it does the execution because of this expression, 12 times 12. It gives the result here. It's called vprod because it's an alias I've given here. Okay. So again, let's try multiplication with the use of a column value instead of purely hard-coded values. Select as ID loan balance times 2. So again, the first two columns are actual columns from the table loan details. But the third one is an expression that I just built, I constructed a simple expression showing or doing multiplication. In this case, multiplying the value of column loan balance by 2. So again, the multiplication operator is an asterisk. It is your alias. Okay, let's do this. So as you can see, the first 2 columns again are taken from the value from the table called loan details, and the third one is simply the result of the expression I have prepared here, which is multiplying loan balance, this one, times 2. So for each instance of value of loan balance, this expression is being done. Okay, so 5,000 times 2 is 10,000, which is correct. 1,000 times 2 is 2,000, and so on. Okay, so that is doing multiplication again using the operator, which is an asterisk. Finally, let's do division. Okay, like in multiplication, division is using a different operator this time. Instead of using the operator we used to, that we have learned from primary school years in school, it is using the slash as a division operator. Okay. Yep. Okay. So let's look at an example. Select 81 divided by 9 as V quotient, my alias, from dual. So again, the slash is the division operator. 81 divided by 9, of course, is 9. Okay, so we got the 9, we got the alias V quotient. It is something like, I'm just putting it here. So alias is a nickname. Again, let's try it using a column value instead of simply using a hard-coded value. Okay, division. So select as ID loan balance, and then the expression here, this time we're doing division using the division operator, which is a slash. Some people call forward slash, but you can call it slash. So what it does is the column value of loan balance, which is numeric in nature, is being divided by 10, and it becomes the output of the third column. No, sorry. Let me just, here. Yep, okay. So it executes, and the first 2 columns are taken from the column values of the table. And the third is again the result of the expression I put in here, which is loan balance divided by 10. So let's examine again. Let's look at loan balance column, and one by one you can see 5,000 divided by 10, it should be 500, so it's correct. 1,000 divided by 10 is 100, it's correct. 4,200 divided by 10 is 420, is correct. Okay, so that is division for you using the division operator, which is a forward slash or forward slash. So in this short video, we've learned how the basic mathematical operations are being done in SQL. We have learned that out of the 4 operators, 2 are a bit different. In multiplication, we use asterisk, and in division, we use the slash. Thank you for watching and listening, and if you haven't subscribed yet, please click subscribe and click the bell, and I will be seeing you not in a moment, but in the next video.